It's not my baby. My baby has been swapped. Doctor!
She stands in the hospital corridor, staring at the bassinet that holds someone else's baby. Her daughter is gone. Switched. Stolen. And the only man who can help her is the one man in Seoul she swore never to trust again. Kang Min-ho, the most dangerous crime lord in Asia, who doesn't yet know that the woman he's been obsessively pursuing for 6 months just became the mother of a child that isn't hers. She reaches for her phone, her hand trembling, and types 4 words that will change everything. I need you now. Welcome to K Fairy Tales Stories, besties. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ebel Kingsley doesn't cry easily, but the white hospital bracelet around her wrist feels like a shackle, and the empty space where her daughter should be feels like a wound that won't stop bleeding. She gave birth 18 hours ago. A healthy baby girl, 7 pounds 4 ounces, perfect in every way. The nurses took her for routine checks. When they brought a baby back, Ebel knew instantly. Mothers know. The shape of the face, the pattern of the cry, the way the tiny fingers curled. This wasn't her child. There's been a mistake, she said, her voice steady despite the panic clawing up her throat. The nurse smiled, patronizing, exhausted. All Bobbies look similar at first, Ms. Kingsley. You're just tired. This isn't my daughter. The bracelet matches, see, Kingsley, baby girl. But Ebel wasn't tired. She was terrified, because she'd seen him. Dr. Han Yi-won, the obstetrician who delivered her baby, the man with cold eyes and colder hands, the man who hesitated just a fraction too long when he placed her daughter in her arms for the first time. The man who insisted on taking the baby himself for the checks, who dismissed the regular nurses, who returned with a different child and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. She tried to argue. She demanded a supervisor. She called for security. But the hospital closed ranks. Dr. Han was respected, decorated beyond reproach. Ebel was a foreign woman, unmarried, alone in a country that didn't always trust outsiders. Her word against his. The system swallowed her protests whole. So she stopped protesting. She smiled. She accepted the wrong baby. She played along while her mind raced through every option, every angle, every possible way to find her real daughter before it was too late. And then she remembered Min-ho. They met 6 months ago at a charity gala. She was covering for the international news outlet, where she worked as an investigative journalist. He was there because men like him are always at events like that, hiding empires built on blood behind tailored suits and generous donations. She was there because her editor thought a puff piece about Seoul's elite would balance out her harder stories about corruption and crime. She noticed him immediately. Impossible not to. Kang Min-ho commanded rooms without trying, his presence a gravitational force that bent everyone else's orbit. Dark eyes that missed nothing. A face that belonged on billboards or movie screens. A stillness that suggested violence held in check by sheer will. He noticed her too. She felt it before she saw it, that predatory focus shifting in her direction, locking on. When their eyes met across the ballroom, something happened. Something she couldn't name then and still doesn't have words for now. A recognition. A collision, like 2 live wires touching. He crossed the room to her, ignoring everyone else, and when he spoke, his voice was low and precise, accent careful but present. You're new. I've been in Seoul for 2 years. New to me, a slight smile, dangerous. I would have remembered you. She should have walked away. She knew who he was. Everyone did. Kang Min-ho, heir to one of South Korea's most powerful crime syndicates, a man who owned politicians and judges who made people disappear, whose legitimate business empire was just a beautiful mask over something much darker. Her colleagues had files on him. Her sources whispered about him. Her instincts screamed warnings. But she didn't walk away. She stayed. They talked. He was intelligent, sharply funny, unexpectedly interested in her work. When he asked for her number, she gave it to him. When he called the next day, she answered. When he invited her to dinner, she went. For 3 months, they danced around each other. He pursued with single-minded intensity. Flowers delivered to her office. Cars waiting outside her apartment. Texts that arrived exactly when she needed them, as if he could sense her moods from across the city. He never pushed too hard, never demanded, but his focus never wavered. She was the only thing he seemed to want. She tried to maintain distance, tried to remember who he was, what he did, tried to ignore the way her pulse jumped when his name appeared on her phone, the way her body leaned toward him in every room they shared, the way she caught herself thinking about him at odd moments during the day. Then she made a mistake. She started investigating his organization for a story, not about him directly, but about the network of corruption his family had built over decades. She thought she was careful. She wasn't careful enough. He found out. Of course he found out. Men like Minho don't survive by missing things. He came to her apartment at midnight, bypassing her building's security like it didn't exist. She opened her door to find him standing there, fury and something else, something raw and unguarded, blazing in his eyes. "You're writing about me." "I'm writing about corruption." "Don't." The word was quiet, absolute. "Don't make me choose between protecting my family and protecting you." "Is that a threat?" "It's the truth." He stepped closer. She should have stepped back. She didn't. "I have never let anyone get close enough to hurt me, Ebel, but you're already close. You're already under my skin. If you publish that story, people will come for you. People I can't always control. And I will burn down this entire city to keep you safe, but I would prefer not to." "Then you shouldn't have built an empire on blood." "No," he agreed, his voice dropping to something that made her breath catch. "I shouldn't have, but I did, and now you're here, and I don't know what to do with you except want you so badly it's affecting my judgment, which is a problem I've never had before." She kissed him, or he kissed her. Later, she couldn't remember who moved first. It didn't matter. What mattered was the way the world narrowed to his mouth on hers, his hands in her hair, the sound he made low in his throat when she pulled him closer. What mattered was the way 3 months of tension ignited into something that felt inevitable and terrifying and right. They made it to her bedroom, barely. His jacket hit the floor, her dress followed, and then his phone rang. He ignored it. It rang again, and again. "Answer it," she whispered against his mouth. He did, his voice turning cold and clipped as he listened to whoever was on the other end. His expression shifted, hardened. When he hung up, he looked at her with something like regret. "I have to go." "Now?" "Yes." He touched her face, thumb tracing her cheekbone. "I'm sorry." "What happened?" "Something that requires my attention." He kissed her, quick and hard. "I'll call you tomorrow." He left. He didn't call tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after that. A week later, she found out she was pregnant. She tried to reach him. His number went to voicemail. His office said he was unavailable. His apartment building's security wouldn't let her up. After 2 weeks of trying, she understood. Whatever had started between them was over. He'd made that choice clear by disappearing. She could have pushed harder, could have used her connections, her resources as a journalist, could have found a way to force a conversation, but pride stopped her. Pride and something deeper, some instinct for self-preservation that said if Kang Min-ho wanted to ghost her, she should let him. Men like him didn't do commitment, didn't do family, didn't do anything that made them vulnerable. So she made her own choice. She would have this baby. She would raise her daughter alone. She would build a life that didn't include a crime lord who'd proven he couldn't be trusted. For 6 months it worked. She transferred to a different beat at work, something safer, less investigative. She prepared. She saved. She built a nursery in her small apartment and told herself she was fine, that she didn't need anyone, that her daughter would have everything that mattered. And then Dr. Hand switched her baby. Now she stands in a hospital corridor, holding a child that isn't hers, and she understands with perfect clarity that she has no choice. The police won't help. The hospital won't listen. Her colleagues can't investigate fast enough. She needs someone with power, Someone with reach. Someone who operates outside systems that have already failed her. She needs Minho. The text she sent was hours ago. No response. Maybe he's blocked her number. Maybe he's with someone else. Maybe he's forgotten her entirely. Her phone buzzes. A single word. Where? She types the hospital name, her room number. 20 minutes later, he walks through her door, and she remembers, viscerally, why she fell for him in the first place. He's wearing black, his expression unreadable, but his eyes scan her immediately, cataloging, checking for damage. When he sees the baby in her arms, something flickers across his face too fast to name. Whose child is that? Not mine. He goes still, completely, utterly still. Explain. So she does. She tells him everything. The birth, the switch, Dr. Hand's cold smile, the hospital's refusal to investigate, the bracelet that matches but the baby that doesn't. Her voice stays steady until the end when she says, "I need to find my daughter," and it breaks. Minho moves, 3 steps, and he's in front of her, his hand cupping her face, thumb catching the tear that finally falls. "I'll find her." "You don't even know if she's yours." His eyes meet hers, and there's something in them that makes her chest tight. Does it matter? It should. It doesn't. He leans down, his forehead almost touching hers. You called me. After 6 months of silence, you called me. That means you're mine to protect, and anything that's yours is mine to find. That's how this works. You disappeared. I had to. His voice roughens. That phone call that night. My father was dying. I spent 6 months cleaning up a succession war that would have killed dozens of people, including you if they'd known about you. I couldn't contact you. I couldn't risk anyone knowing you mattered. And by the time it was over, I thought maybe you'd moved on. Maybe you were safer without me. I was pregnant. No. At her sharp look, he almost smiles. I had people watching you, making sure you were safe. I knew about the pregnancy. I knew you were having a girl. I knew when you went into labor. His hand drops from her face. I was in the parking lot when you delivered. I was going to come up after to talk to you, to figure out what the hell we were going to do. But then complications happened, and by the time I could get inside, you were already in recovery, and I thought maybe I should give you space. Let you decide if you wanted me in your life. You were here. I'm always here, Ebel. I've been here for 6 months, watching, waiting, trying to give you the choice I never gave you before. He looks at the baby in her arms, his jaw tightening. But someone took that choice away. Someone took your daughter, and whoever did that just made the last mistake of their life. The baby fusses. Ebel rocks her automatically, even though every movement feels wrong, feels like a betrayal of her real daughter somewhere out there. Alone, scared, crying for a mother who can't reach her. What do we do? Minho pulls out his phone, makes a call. His voice shifts into rapid Korean, clipped and commanding. When he hangs up, he looks at her. My people are pulling the hospital's security footage now. Every camera, every angle, every minute from the time you went into labor until now. We'll find where your daughter went. Dr. Han will have covered his tracks. Probably, but I'm very good at finding things people try to hide. He reaches out, hesitates, then touches the baby's tiny hand with one finger. What are you going to do with her? I don't know. I can't just abandon her. She's someone's child. Someone who might be looking for her, as desperately as you're looking for yours. The thought hadn't occurred to her. She's been so focused on her own loss that she didn't consider another mother somewhere, experiencing the same terror, the same helplessness. We find them both, she says. We find my daughter and this baby's real mother. We fix this. Minho studies her for a long moment, and something in his expression softens. You're extraordinary, you know that. I'm desperate. That too. He steps back, professional again. Pack a bag, you're coming with me. I can't leave the hospital with someone else's baby. Yes, you can. The hospital thinks that's your child. They'll discharge you in a few hours. We'll take her, keep her safe, and use her to find answers. Minho, I can't just. Someone switched two bobbies in a major hospital. This wasn't random. This was planned, which means there's a reason. Money, probably. Revenge, maybe. Either way, whoever did this has your daughter, and that baby in your arms is the only leverage we have to get her back. She wants to argue, wants to insist on doing this the right way, the legal way. But the right way already failed. The legal way told her she was wrong, tired, confused. Okay. His eyebrows lift slightly. Okay. Find my daughter, Minho. Whatever it takes. Something blazes in his eyes, fierce and possessive. I will. I promise you I will. 3 hours later, she's in his car, a black sedan with tinted windows and a driver who doesn't speak. The baby, still unnamed, sleeps in a car seat Minho's people produced from somewhere. Ebel hasn't slept in over 24 hours, but adrenaline keeps her wired, her mind racing through possibilities, each one worse than the last. Minho sits beside her, his phone constantly active. He issues orders in Korean, switches to English for her benefit occasionally, his voice never rising but carrying absolute authority. She's seeing him in his element now, not the charming man who took her to dinners or the passionate one who kissed her in her apartment, but the crime lord who built an empire on fear and loyalty. It should terrify her. Instead, it's almost comforting. This is someone who gets things done. They pull up to a building she doesn't recognize, sleek and modern in a part of Seoul that screams wealth. Minho's driver opens her door. Minho takes the car seat, handling it with unexpected care, and leads her inside. The penthouse is his. She realizes that immediately. Everything about it screams his taste. Minimalist, expensive, controlled. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. The furniture is all clean lines and dark colors. There's art on the walls that probably costs more than her annual salary. The bedroom on the left is yours, he says, setting the car seat down carefully. There's a nursery next to it. My people stocked it with everything you might need. She stares at him. You built a nursery. I've had 6 months to prepare. He shrugs, but there's something vulnerable in the gesture. I didn't know if you'd ever let me meet her, but I wanted to be ready if you did. Her throat tightens. Minho. Don't. He holds up a hand. You don't owe me anything. You didn't tell me about the pregnancy, and I understand why. I disappeared. I made you think I didn't care. That's on me. He looks at the sleeping baby. But I did care. I do care about you, about your daughter, about making sure both of you are safe. Even if she's not yours. Even then, he meets her eyes, but I think we both know she is. Ebel's hands shake. She sits down before her legs give out. I didn't want you to feel obligated. I don't feel obligated. I feel involved. He crouches in front of her, his hands on the arms of her chair, caging her in but not touching. When I found out you were pregnant, I had a choice. I could walk away, let you build a life without complications. Or I could be selfish and insert myself into your world even though everything I am puts you in danger. I was trying to make the right choice. By stalking me from a distance. By keeping you safe from a distance. His mouth quirks. The stalking was just a side benefit. Despite everything, she almost laughs. You're insane. Probably. He stands, putting distance between them again. Get some sleep. My people will have information soon. I can't sleep. Try anyway. You just gave birth. Your body needs rest. My daughter needs her mother. And she'll have her. His voice hardens. I swear to you, Ebel, I will find her. I will bring her back. And I will make sure whoever did this understands exactly what it means to take something from me. She believes him. God help her, she believes him completely. The nursery is perfect. Everything a baby could need, all top quality, all brand new. Ebel settles the wrong baby into the crib, watching her sleep, this tiny stranger who deserves her real mother as much as Ebel's daughter deserves hers. I'm sorry, she whispers to the sleeping child. I'm sorry you got caught in this. I promise I'll find your mother too. When she turns, Minho is in the doorway, watching her with an expression she can't read. What? You're going to be an amazing mother. I don't feel amazing. I feel like I'm failing already. You're not failing, you're fighting. He leans against the doorframe. Most people would have accepted what the hospital said. Most people would have convinced themselves they were wrong. You knew, you trusted your instincts. That's not failing. My instincts didn't get my daughter back. Not yet. His phone buzzes. He glances at it and his expression sharpens. We have something. She crosses to him in 3 strides. What? Security footage. My people found the gap. He shows her his phone. It's a video, timestamp from yesterday, showing a hospital corridor. Dr. Han appears carrying 2 bobbies, one in each arm. He enters a room. 2 minutes later, he exits with the same 2 bobbies, but the blankets are different colors. He switched them in there, she breathes. And in that room, there's no camera. Minho swipes to another image. But there are cameras in the hallway outside. 30 minutes later, a woman leaves carrying 1 baby. We're running facial recognition now. Who is she? That's what we're going to find out. He looks at Ebel, and there's something predatory in his eyes now, something that reminds her exactly who she's dealing with. When we do, I need you to let me handle it. Handle it how? However I need to. Minho. These people took your daughter. His voice drops to something cold and final. They switched bobbies in a hospital. This wasn't random. This was planned, coordinated. Someone paid Dr. Han. Someone wanted your child specifically or wanted to get rid of someone else's child quietly. Either way, they're not going to give her back because we ask nicely. She knows he's right, hates that he's right. I don't want anyone hurt. I can't promise that. Minho. He steps closer, his hand coming up to cup her face. I will do whatever it takes to bring your daughter home. If that means hurting people who deserve to be hurt, I won't hesitate. If that means burning down everything they've built, I'll bring the matches. If that means crossing lines you don't want me to cross, I'll cross them and deal with your anger later. But I will not lose her. Do you understand? She should pull away. Should insist on doing this legally, safely, without violence. But when she looks in his eyes, she sees something she recognizes. The same desperate, feral need to protect that's been clawing at her chest since she realized her baby was gone. I understand. He kisses her forehead, gentle, careful. Sleep. I'll wake you when we know more. She doesn't think she can sleep, but exhaustion has other ideas. The moment she lies down, her body surrenders. She's unconscious in minutes, dreaming of her daughter's face, her cry, the weight of her in her arms. When she wakes, it's dark. The clock says 4 hours have passed. She should feel rested. Instead, she feels frantic, like she's wasted time she doesn't have. The baby's crying. She goes to the nursery, finds Minho already there. Holding the infant awkwardly, trying to soothe her. He looks up when Ebel enters, relief crossing his face. I didn't want to wake you, but she won't stop crying. Ebel takes the baby, begins to prepare a bottle. Minho watches, his expression unreadable. You're good at that. I've been preparing for 6 months. Without me. You weren't here. I was always here, Ebel, just not close enough. He runs a hand through his hair, frustration bleeding through his control. I wanted to be there, for every appointment, every craving, every moment you needed someone, but I couldn't risk it. The succession war, my father's death, the enemies circling. If anyone had known you mattered to me, they would have used you, hurt you. I couldn't let that happen. So you just watch from the shadows? Yes, like a creep. His mouth twists. I know how it sounds, but it was the only way I could keep you safe and still keep myself from going insane not knowing if you were okay. She feeds the baby, processing this. You could have sent a message, one text, something to let me know you hadn't just abandoned me. I know I should have, I was trying to do the right thing and I did the wrong thing instead. He sits beside her. I'm not good at this, Ebel, the personal stuff, the relationship stuff. I'm good at strategy, at violence, at building power. But caring about someone this much, it's new, and I'm clearly terrible at it. You're here now. I should have been here all along. The baby finishes eating. Ebel burps her, rocks her, watches her drift back to sleep. When she looks up, Minho is staring at them with such naked longing it makes her chest ache. You can hold her, you know. I don't want to wake her. Minho. She stands, crosses to him, places the baby in his arms. Hold your daughter. He takes the baby carefully, like she's made of glass. His whole body goes rigid, then slowly relaxes as the infant settles against his chest. He looks down at her, and Ebel watches something transform in his face. She's so small. All babies are small. I know, but... He touches the baby's tiny hand. Her fingers curl around his. She's perfect. She's not ours. I know, but he doesn't look away from the baby. Whoever she belongs to is lucky. She's beautiful. So is my daughter, our daughter. Yes. He finally looks up, meets Ebel's eyes. I'm going to find her. I swear to you, I'm going to bring her home. His phone rings. He shifts the baby carefully, answers with his free hand. His expression changes as he listens, going cold and hard. When? A pause. Where? Another pause. Send me the address. I'm leaving now. He hangs up, looks at Ebel. They found Dr. Han. Where? Dead in his apartment, murdered 3 hours ago. The room tilts. What? Someone killed him. Professional hit. Single gunshot to the head. Minho's voice is flat, controlled. Which means whoever hired him to switch the bobbies decided to clean up loose ends. Then how do we find my daughter? The woman from the footage. We have her identity now. He hands the baby back to Ebel, his face grim. Park Jaewon. She's a nurse at a private fertility clinic, and she has a very interesting connection to you. What connection? Her father was Park Jin-soo, CEO of Shin-Med Pharmaceuticals. The name hits Ebel like a physical blow. She remembers that story, the illegal drug trials, the homeless people used as test subjects. 3 of them died. She broke the story 18 months ago. Park Jin-soo was arrested, charged, convicted. His company collapsed, his reputation destroyed. He killed himself in prison, Minho continues. 2 months ago, and now his daughter has your baby. This isn't about money, Ebel. This is about revenge. Ebel's legs give out. She sits hard, clutching the baby, her mind spinning. Park Jin-soo. She remembers his face from the trial, the way he looked at her across the courtroom with pure hatred. She'd been called to testify, to present the evidence she'd uncovered. 3 dead homeless men, dozens more with permanent damage. All because he wanted faster drug approval, bigger profits, less oversight. I was doing my job, she whispers. I know, Minho crouches in front of her. And he was breaking the law, killing people. You exposed the truth, that's not your fault. But his daughter blames me. His daughter is wrong, and she's about to learn what happens when you take something from the wrong person. He stands, pulls out his phone again. I'm sending people to the clinic now. We'll have Jaewon in custody within the hour. And if she doesn't have my daughter anymore, if she already sold her or gave her away, or... Ebel can't finish the sentence. The possibilities are too horrifying. Then she'll tell us where your daughter is. Trust me, she'll tell us everything. There's something in his voice that makes Ebel look up sharply. What are you going to do to her? Whatever it takes. Minho, I don't want. Don't. His voice cuts through her protest. Don't ask me to be gentle with someone who stole your child for revenge. Don't ask me to show mercy to someone who made you suffer because she couldn't accept that her father was a murderer. I will get our daughter back, Ebel, and I will make sure Jaewon understands exactly what she's done. Ebel wants to argue, wants to insist on humanity, on restraint, on doing this without becoming the kind of person who hurts others. But every time she closes her eyes, she sees her daughter's face. Hears the cry that wasn't the right cry. Feels the empty ache of her arms without the right weight. "Find her," she says quietly. "Just find her." Minho's expression softens fractionally. He touches her face, thumb stroking her cheekbone. "I will. Stay here. Keep the baby safe. I'll call you as soon as I know anything." "I want to come with you." "No." "Minho, you just gave birth. You're exhausted. And if things go wrong, I need to know you're safe." He leans down, kisses her forehead. "Please, Ebel, let me do this. Let me protect you the only way I know how." She wants to fight, wants to insist. But she can see the fear beneath his control, the terror that something might happen to her if she comes along. So she nods, even though it kills her to stay behind. "Be careful." "Always." He straightens, already moving toward the door. "There's food in the kitchen. Security is tight. No one gets in without my authorization. You're safe here." Then he's gone, and Ebel is alone with someone else's baby, waiting for news about her own. She tries to sleep. Can't. Tries to eat. Can't. She feeds the baby, changes her, rocks her, and tries not to imagine all the ways this could go wrong. Jaiwon might not talk. The baby might already be sold to someone untraceable. Her daughter might be in another country by now, lost forever in a system designed to make children disappear. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers anyway, desperate for anything. "Ms. Kingsley," a woman's voice shaking. "This is Nurse Park from the hospital. I need to speak with you about your baby." Ebel's heart stops. What about her? "I was on duty last night. I saw something wrong." The nurse's voice drops to a whisper. "Dr. Han took 2 bobbies into the supply room. When he came out, the blankets were switched. I didn't understand at first, but then I heard he was found dead today, and I think I might know why." "Tell me." "Not over the phone. Can you meet me? There's a cafe near the hospital. Sora's. I'll be there in 30 minutes. "I can't leave right now. Can you come here?" "Where is here?" Ebel hesitates. Minho's penthouse is supposed to be secret, safe, but this nurse might have information about her daughter. "I'll text you the address." "Okay, I'll come now, but Ms. Kingsley, be careful. If Dr. Han was killed for what he knew and I saw what he did." The nurse's voice breaks. "I might be in danger too." The call ends. Ebel stares at her phone, mind racing. This could be legitimate. The nurse could have real information. Or this could be a trap. Jaiwon might know Ebel is with Minho, might be trying to draw her out, isolate her, hurt her. She should call Minho. Should wait for him to come back, let his people handle this. But 30 minutes. That's all the nurse asked for. 30 minutes that could mean the difference between finding her daughter and losing her forever. Ebel texts the nurse the address. Then she calls Minho. It goes to voicemail. She tries again. Same result. He's probably in the middle of the raid on the clinic, his phone off or silenced, all his focus on finding Jaiwon. She leaves a message. A nurse from the hospital called, says she has information about the switch. "She's coming here. I know you said to stay put, but if she knows something." Ebel's voice wavers. "I had to talk to her. Call me back." 20 minutes later, the building's security calls up. "Ms. Kingsley, there's a woman here to see you. Says you're expecting her." "Send her up." Ebel puts the baby in the nursery, makes sure she's sleeping safely, then goes to the door. She checks the security camera feed on the tablet by the entrance. A woman in scrubs stands in the hallway, looking nervous. Young, maybe late 20s, with tired eyes and anxious hands. Ebel opens the door. "Nurse Park." "Yes, thank you for seeing me." The nurse steps inside, glancing around nervously. "This is quite a place." "It's not mine. I'm just staying here temporarily." Ebel gestures to the living room. You said you saw something last night. The nurse sits on the edge of the couch, hands twisting together. I was doing rounds on the maternity ward. Dr. Han was acting strange. He insisted on taking 2 bobbies for checks himself, which isn't normal. Usually we handle that, but he's senior staff, so I didn't question it. She looks up, tears in her eyes. I should have questioned it. What did you see? He took them into the supply room. I was passing by and I heard crying, 2 different cries. When he came out, the blankets were different colors than when he went in. I noticed, but I didn't understand what it meant until later. Did you see where he took the bobbies? One went back to you, the other. The nurse hesitates. A woman was waiting, not hospital staff. Dr. Han handed the baby to her and she left through the service entrance. I didn't see her face clearly, but I remember thinking it was odd. What did she look like? Thin, dark hair, wearing a long coat. She moved quickly, like she didn't want to be seen. Jaiwon, it has to be. Did you tell anyone this? I tried. But when I went to report it this morning, I heard Dr. Han was dead. And then I got a phone call, unknown number, a man's voice. He said if I talked to anyone about what I saw, I'd end up like Dr. Han. The nurse's voice shakes. I'm terrified, Miss Kingsley, but I have a conscience. Those bobbies deserve to be with their real mothers. So I'm here, even though I'm probably signing my own death warrant. Ebel's instincts scream warning. This is too convenient. Too perfect. A nurse who saw everything, who knows exactly what Ebel needs to hear, who shows up right when Minho is gone. How did you get my phone number? The nurse blinks. It was in your hospital file. My file is private. I'm a nurse. I have access. But you'd have to specifically look for it. Why would you look for it if you only just decided to contact me this morning? The nurse's expression shifts. Something cold slides behind her eyes. You're smarter than I thought. Ebel moves, but not fast enough. The nurse pulls a syringe from her pocket, lunges. Ebel dodges, the needle missing her arm by inches. She grabs a lamp, swings it. The nurse blocks, kicks out. Her foot connects with Ebel's stomach, right where she's still healing from childbirth. Pain explodes. Ebel goes down. The nurse stands over her, syringe ready. Jaiwon sends her regards. She wanted you to know that your daughter is already gone, sold to a couple in China. You'll never find her. But don't worry, you won't be alive long enough to suffer. Ebel's hand closes around the lamp base. She swings up with everything she has. The lamp connects with the nurse's knee. Bone cracks. The nurse screams, stumbles. The syringe falls. Ebel grabs it, scrambles back. They stare at each other, both breathing hard. Who are you really? Ebel demands. Does it matter? The nurse, whoever she is, tries to stand. Her leg gives out. You ruined Jaiwon's life. Her father was everything to her. When he died, she had nothing. No family, no money, no future, all because of you. Her father killed people. He was trying to save people. Those drugs would have helped millions. By sacrificing dozens first. That's not science. That's murder. You wouldn't understand. You're just a foreign bitch who came to Korea and destroyed Korean lives. The woman spits blood. Jaiwon wanted you to suffer, wanted you to know what it feels like to lose everything. Your daughter is gone, Miss Kingsley, and there's nothing you or your crime lord boyfriend can do about it. The baby starts crying in the nursery. Both women freeze. There's another baby here, the fake nurse breathes. The switched one, Jaiwon will want her back. You're not touching her. You can't stop me. Ebel looks at the syringe in her hand. She has no idea what's in it. Sedative, maybe, or poison. The woman on the floor is injured but not incapacitated. If Ebel runs to the nursery to protect the baby, the woman might escape. If she stays here, the woman might get past her to the baby anyway. She makes a choice. She stabs the syringe into the woman's thigh, pushes the plunger. The woman gasps, claws at Ebel, then goes limp. Ebel doesn't wait. She runs to the nursery, grabs the baby, locks herself in the bedroom. Her hands shake as she dials Minho. This time he answers. Ebel, I got your message. I'm on my way back. Someone was here, pretending to be a nurse. She tried to drug me. I fought her off, but Minho, she said my daughter's already in China. She said Jaiwon sold her. Silence, then Minho's voice, colder than she's ever heard it. Where is the woman now? Living room. I injected her with whatever she was going to use on me. She's unconscious. Good, don't touch her. Don't go near her. Lock yourself in the bedroom and don't open the door for anyone but me. I'm 10 minutes away. Minho, if what she said is true. It's not. Jaiwon is here. We have her. And she hasn't sold anyone anywhere. His voice gentles slightly. The woman who attacked you was lying, trying to make you panic. Your daughter is still in Seoul. I promise you, Ebel, we're going to find her. Jaiwon told you that. Not yet, but she will. The cold returns. I'm very persuasive when I need to be. Ebel closes her eyes, holds the baby tighter. Don't kill her, please. I know you want to, but we need her alive. She's the only one who knows where my daughter is. I'm aware, which is the only reason she's still breathing. A pause. I love you, Ebel. I should have said it before. Should have said it 6 months ago. But I'm saying it now. I love you, and I will move heaven and earth to bring our daughter home. Her throat closes. I love you too. Good. Remember that when you see what I've done to Jaiwon. The call ends. Ebel sits on the bed, rocking the baby, and waits. The bedroom has its own security camera feed. She pulls it up on her phone, watches the living room. The fake nurse is still unconscious on the floor. No movement, no sign of anyone else. 8 minutes later, Minho enters the penthouse. He's not alone. 4 of his men come with him, all dressed in black, all moving with military precision. Minho goes straight to the unconscious woman, crouches, checks her pulse, says something in Korean to his men. 2 of them lift the woman, carry her out. Minho walks to the bedroom door, knocks softly. Ebel, it's me. She opens the door. He's there, solid and real, and she wants to throw herself into his arms. But there's blood on his shirt. Not a lot, but enough to notice. Are you hurt? She asks. Not mine. He steps inside, closes the door behind him. His eyes scan her, checking for injuries. Are you? Bruised, sore, but okay. She looks down at the baby. She tried to get to her to take her back to Jaiwon. She won't get the chance. Minho reaches out, touches the baby's head gently. Jaiwon is in a secure location. She's being questioned. The woman who attacked you is her cousin, also a nurse, also complicit in the switch. We have them both now. Has Jaiwon told you where my daughter is? Minho's jaw tightens. Not yet. She's resisting, but she will break. Everyone breaks eventually. Minho, what are you doing to her? What I have to. He meets her eyes. Do you want me to stop? She should say yes. Should insist on humanity, on restraint. But when she thinks about her daughter out there somewhere, possibly terrified, possibly crying for a mother who isn't coming, she finds she doesn't care what happens to Jaiwon. No, make her talk. Something flashes in Minho's eyes. Relief, maybe, or approval. I will. But Ebel, when this is over, when we have our daughter back, you need to decide if you can live with what I am. What I do. Because I won't change. I can't. This is who I've always been. I know. And you're still here. Where else would I be? She shifts the baby to one arm, reaches out with her free hand to touch his face. You're finding my daughter. You're protecting me. You're doing everything I need you to do. The rest, we'll figure it out. He turns his face into her palm, kisses it. I don't deserve you. Probably not, but you've got me anyway. He almost smiles, then his phone buzzes. He checks it and his expression hardens. Jaiwon's lawyer just showed up. She has a lawyer already. Someone called him, which means someone knows we have her. Minho's mind is clearly racing. Someone with resources, someone who wants to protect Jaiwon or protect themselves. Who would want to protect her? Anyone who was involved in the baby switching operation. Anyone who paid her. Anyone who profits from whatever scheme this is. He looks at Ebel. This is bigger than revenge. I'm sure of it now. Jaiwon might have taken your daughter because of her father, but someone else is pulling strings. Someone with power. How do you know? Because the lawyer who just showed up is Lee Dongmin. He doesn't take small cases. He only represents people with serious money and serious connections. Someone sent him to shut Jaiwon up. Ebel's mind spins. But if he shuts her up, we'll never find my daughter. Exactly, which is why I need to get back there before he can talk to her. Minho heads for the door, then turns back. Stay here. My people will secure the building. No one else gets in. I'll call you as soon as I know anything. Be careful. Always, he pauses. If something happens to me. Don't. If something happens to me, he continues, there's a phone in the nursery. Hidden in the changing table bottom drawer. It has one number programmed. My second in command, call him. He'll protect you and get you out of Korea safely. Nothing's going to happen to you. Probably not, but I need you to know the plan anyway. He kisses her, quick and hard. I love you, both of you. Then he's gone again, and Ebel is alone with the baby and her fear. She tries to rest. Can't. She feeds the baby, puts her down to sleep, then paces the penthouse like a caged animal. Every minute feels like an hour. Every hour feels like a lifetime. Her phone rings. Minho. We have a problem, he says without preamble. What kind of problem? The lawyer got to Jaiwon before I could question her further. She's refusing to talk now, invoking her rights. And without a confession, without evidence, I can't legally hold her much longer. What about illegally? I could, but her lawyer will file writs, contact authorities, make noise. The more attention this gets, the harder it becomes to operate. And if whoever is behind this decides we're too much trouble, they might just kill Jaiwon to keep her quiet. Then we lose our only lead. Ebel's chest tightens. So what do we do? I'm working on it. But Ebel, I need you to prepare for the possibility that this might take time. Days, maybe. Weeks if they're careful. We don't have weeks. My daughter is a newborn. She needs her mother. She needs to be fed, held, cared for. Her voice breaks. I know, and I'm doing everything I can. But the people behind this are professionals. They've covered their tracks well. Dr. Han is dead. Jaiwon's cousin is unconscious and will probably claim she was coerced or threatened. Jaiwon herself won't talk. We're hitting walls everywhere. There has to be something. Some clue, some lead, something we're missing. Minho is quiet for a moment. Then, there might be. The clinic where Jaiwon works. We raided it, but we didn't have time for a thorough search before the lawyer showed up. There could be records, files, something that links to whoever ordered the switch. Then search it. I plan to, but it's going to take time, and I can't be there and here simultaneously, which means I need to make a choice. Stay with you and keep you safe, or go to the clinic and search for evidence. Go to the clinic. Ebel. I'm safe here. You said so yourself. Security is tight. But if there's evidence at that clinic, we need it. We need anything that gets us closer to finding our daughter. She takes a breath. Go, I'll be fine. I don't like leaving you alone. I'm not alone. I have a baby to take care of. The irony isn't lost on her. She's caring for someone else's child while hers is God knows where. Go, Minho. Find something, anything. He's quiet for a long moment. Okay, but I'm leaving extra security. 6 men posted throughout the building. And if anything feels wrong, anything at all, you call me immediately. I will. I mean it, Ebel. Your instincts have been right about everything so far. Trust them. They hang up. Ebel checks on the baby, who's still sleeping peacefully, oblivious to the chaos around her. She looks so peaceful, so innocent. Ebel wonders what her own daughter is doing right now. Is she sleeping, crying? Is someone holding her, soothing her? Or is she alone in some cold room, unwanted and afraid? The thought makes Ebel's stomach turn. She goes to the window, looks out over Seoul's glittering skyline. Somewhere in this massive city, her daughter exists. Somewhere close enough to reach if she only knew where to look. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Stop looking for your daughter. She's better off where she is. If you continue, people will get hurt. People you care about. Ebel's hands shake. She calls Minho immediately. I just got a threat. Text message. Unknown number. What did it say? She reads it to him. He's silent for a beat then. They're scared. We're getting close and they're trying to scare you off. It's working. Don't let it. They're bluffing. If they wanted to hurt you, they would have done it already. This is psychological warfare. They want you to give up, to stop pushing. What if they're not bluffing? What if they hurt you, or... They won't. I'm not easy to hurt, Ebel, and I have resources they can't match. His voice gentles. I know you're scared, I am too, but we can't stop now. We're too close. How close? I'm at the clinic now. We found a computer system that wasn't wiped. My tech people are pulling data as we speak. If there's anything here that connects to where your daughter is, we'll find it. Hope flares in Ebel's chest. How long? A few hours, maybe. The encryption is sophisticated, but we're better. A pause. Ebel, I need to ask you something. When we find her, when we get her back, what do you want to do? Stay in Seoul? Leave Korea? I'll support whatever you decide. She hasn't thought that far ahead. Hasn't let herself imagine a future beyond finding her daughter. I don't know. Where will you be? Wherever you are. You can't just leave your empire. I can do whatever I want. That's the benefit of being in charge. His voice is quiet, serious. My father spent his whole life building this organization. He sacrificed everything for it. His health, his relationships, his humanity. And in the end, it didn't save him, didn't make him happy, didn't give him anything real. Minho takes a breath. I don't want to make his mistakes. I don't want to wake up 20 years from now and realize I chose power over the people I love. So if you want to leave Korea, we'll leave. I'll find someone to run things here and we'll go wherever you feel safe. Tears burn Ebel's eyes. You'd really do that? For you, for our daughter, yes, without hesitation. I don't know what I want yet. I just want her back. Then that's what we'll focus on. Everything else can wait. His voice changes, becomes businesslike again. I have to go. My tech people found something. I'll call you back. The call ends. Ebel sits in the quiet penthouse, holding someone else's baby, waiting for news about her own. She thinks about Minho's offer. About leaving Korea, starting over somewhere new, building a life that doesn't include crime and violence and constant danger. It sounds impossible. It sounds perfect. Her phone rings again. Different number. She almost doesn't answer, afraid of another threat. But what if it's information? What if it's someone who knows something? She answers, hello. Ms. Kingsley, a man's voice, accented, unfamiliar. My name is David Chen. I'm calling from Beijing. I believe I have your daughter. Ebel's world stops. What? A baby girl was delivered to me 2 days ago. I was told she was available for private adoption. But something felt wrong. The paperwork was rushed, the story didn't add up, and when I looked at her, I saw... He pauses. She has a birthmark, small on her left shoulder, shaped like a half-moon. Ebel's breath catches. Her daughter has that birthmark. She saw it when she held her for those first precious minutes after birth. How did you get my number? I hired an investigator. When the adoption felt suspicious, I wanted to know the truth. He traced the baby back to a hospital in Seoul, to a woman named Ebel Kingsley who gave birth 3 days ago, and whose baby went missing. Chen's voice is kind, concerned. Ms. Kingsley, I am not a criminal. I am a businessman who wanted to adopt a child legally. If this baby was taken from you, I want to return her. But I need to know I'm doing the right thing. She has the birthmark, you're sure? Yes, and she has your eyes. I saw your photo in the news articles my investigator found. The resemblance is unmistakable. Ebel is crying now, relief and terror and hope all tangled together. Where are you? I'll come get her. I'm in Beijing, but I can bring her to you. I have a private plane. I can be in Seoul tomorrow morning. Tomorrow? That's too long. Every hour her daughter is away feels like a lifetime. I'm sorry, I would come sooner, but there are logistics. Customs, paperwork. I need to do this correctly so no one can claim I kidnapped her. Chen sounds genuinely apologetic. I promise you, Ms. Kingsley, she is safe. She is being cared for by a qualified nanny. She is fed, clean, healthy. I will guard her with my life until I can place her back in your arms. How do I know this is real? How do I know you're not part of whatever scheme took her in the first place? You don't, you have to trust me. But I swear to you, on my honor, on everything I hold sacred, I am telling you the truth. Your daughter is with me, and tomorrow she will be with you. Ebel wants to believe him, desperately, but she's been burned before. I need proof. Send me a photo with today's newspaper, something that proves she's alive and you have her. Of course, give me 10 minutes. The call ends. Ebel immediately calls Minho. A man just called from Beijing, says he has our daughter, says he'll bring her back tomorrow. Name: David Chen. She hears typing in the background. Minho's people probably searching databases. David Chen, 43, CEO of Chen Industries, legitimate businessman, no criminal record, no known connections to illegal adoption rings. More typing. But that doesn't mean he's telling the truth. It could be a trap. He's sending proof, a photo with today's newspaper. If he does, if it looks legitimate, I'll have my people in Beijing verify his location and his story. But Ebel, don't get your hopes up yet. This could still be a trick to lure you out or to buy time. I know, but Minho, what if it's real? What if he really has her? Then we'll get her back tomorrow. His voice is fierce. One way or another, we'll get her back. 10 minutes later, Ebel's phone chimes. An image. A baby, tiny and perfect, sleeping in someone's arms. The person holding her has positioned today's Beijing newspaper in the frame. And on the baby's left shoulder, visible because she's dressed in just a diaper, is a birthmark shaped like a half-moon. It's her. It's really her. Ebel sobs, the sound ripping out of her before she can stop it. Minho is still on the line. Ebel, what is it? It's her. He has her. It's really her. Silence. Then Minho's voice, rough with emotion. Send me the photo. I'll verify everything. If this is real, if Chen is legitimate, we'll meet him tomorrow and bring our daughter home. And if he's not legitimate, then I'll go to Beijing tonight and take her back by force. No hesitation, no doubt, just absolute certainty. Ebel sends the photo. Then she looks at the baby sleeping in the nursery, this child who isn't hers but who she's been caring for, and she realizes something. Minho, if Chen has my daughter, then this baby in the nursery is someone else's. Someone who might be as desperate as I am. I know, we'll find her mother too. How? The clinic files, we're close to cracking them. When we do, we'll know who else was involved, who else had a baby switched. We'll fix all of it, Ebel, I promise. She wants to believe the hours
him.
until morning, and for the first
by,
time
like,
since this
years.
nightmare started,
Ebel doesn't sleep.
She thinks maybe she
Can't
can't
sleep.
She sits in the nursery, rocking the baby who isn't hers, staring at the photo on her phone. Her daughter. Alive, safe, in Beijing with a man who claims he wants to help. Minho calls every hour with updates. His people in Beijing confirmed David Chen's location, confirmed his identity, confirmed he's at his residence with a female infant matching the description. Everything checks out. But Minho's voice carries an edge of suspicion that won't quite fade. Something feels off, he says during the 3 a.m. call. What do you mean? I don't know yet. Chen's story is too clean, too convenient. He just happened to get suspicious about a black market adoption. He just happened to hire an investigator. He just happened to find you. Minho's frustration bleeds through. People don't do the right thing this easily, Ebel. Not in my world. Maybe he's genuinely a good person. Maybe, or maybe he's playing a different game. A pause. I'm coming with you tomorrow. You're not meeting him alone. I wasn't planning to. Good. We'll take my plane. We'll bring security. And if anything feels wrong, even slightly wrong, we abort and I handle it my way. Your way being violent and effective. No apology in his voice. I'm not letting anyone use our daughter as bait or leverage. If this is a trap, whoever said it will regret being born. Ebel should probably object to the casual mention of violence, should insist on doing this peacefully. But she's beyond caring about methods. She just wants her daughter back. What about the clinic files? Did your people find anything? Yes and no. They found records of other switched bobbies, at least 4 in the past 6 months, all foreign women, all single mothers, all giving birth at different hospitals across Seoul. Minho's voice hardens. This is an organization, Ebel, not just Jaiwon acting alone. Someone is running a systematic operation to steal specific bobbies and replace them with others. Why? What's the purpose? We're still figuring that out. But the bobbies being taken all have one thing in common. Their mothers are journalists, lawyers, activists. Women who have made enemies. Women whose children could be used for leverage or revenge. Ebel's stomach turns. So my daughter was targeted because of my work. Possibly, or because of me, or both. Minho sounds tired, strained. We've made a lot of enemies, Ebel. People who would love nothing more than to hurt us through our child. But if they wanted to hurt us, why sell her to Chen? Why not just? She can't finish the sentence. I don't know, that's what bothers me. None of this makes sense yet. Keys typing in the background. But we're close. Jaiwon's cousin woke up an hour ago. She's talking, trying to make a deal. Says she'll give us names in exchange for immunity. Are you going to give it to her? I'm going to tell her I will. Whether I actually do depends on how useful her information is. He says it so casually, like lying is just another tool in his arsenal, which Ebel supposes it is. When do we leave for Beijing? 6 a.m. Chen said he'd meet us at 10. That gives us 4 hours to verify everything one more time and prepare for contingencies. Minho's voice softens slightly. Try to rest, Ebel. You'll need your strength. I can't rest, not until she's in my arms. I know, but try anyway. For her. She's going to need a mother who isn't running on pure adrenaline and desperation. He's right. Ebel knows he's right. But her body won't cooperate. Every time she closes her eyes, she sees her daughter's face in that photo. So small, so vulnerable, so far away. The baby in the nursery wakes, crying. Ebel goes to her automatically, lifts her, soothes her. This child deserves her mother too. Whoever she is, wherever she is, she's probably going through the same hell Ebel has been living. We'll find your mama, Ebel whispers to the baby. I promise we'll fix this. The baby stops crying, looks up at her with dark, trusting eyes. Ebel's heart clenches. She's grown attached to this little stranger over the past 2 days. Started to feel protective, maternal. It's going to hurt to give her up, even though giving her up is the right thing to do. 5 a.m. Ebel showers, changes into clean clothes, packs a bag. Minho arrives at 5:30, looking like he hasn't slept either. His eyes are bloodshot, his jaw tight, but his movements are precise and controlled. Ready, he asks. More than ready. He looks at the baby in her carrier. We're bringing her. We have to. We can't leave her here alone, and we don't know who her mother is yet. Ebel picks up the carrier. Besides, maybe Chen knows something. If this is an organization, maybe he has information about the other switched bobbies. Minho nods slowly. Good thinking. He takes the carrier from her, handles it carefully. Let's go bring our daughter home. The drive to the private airfield is tense and silent. Minho makes calls in rapid Korean, coordinating something. Security, probably. Backup plans. Ebel watches the city wake up outside the window, ordinary people starting ordinary days, completely unaware that her world is balanced on a knife's edge. The plane is sleek, expensive, exactly what she'd expect from someone like Minho. Inside, there are 4 of his men already seated, all armed, all watching her with expressions that could be concern or calculation. She can't tell which. They don't speak English, Minho says quietly as he helps her aboard. But they understand it, so be careful what you say. Are you expecting trouble? I'm always expecting trouble. That's how I've stayed alive this long. He settles into the seat beside her, the baby carrier between them. But today especially, yes. This feels like a setup. I just can't figure out the endgame yet. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe Chen really is just a good person doing the right thing. Minho looks at her with something like pity. I hope you're right. But in my experience, people don't do the right thing without a reason. And I need to know what Chen's reason is before I trust him with our daughter's life. The flight to Beijing takes 2 hours. Ebel spends them staring at the photo on her phone, memorizing every detail of her daughter's face. The curve of her cheek, the tiny fingers, the birthmark that proves she's real, she's alive, she's waiting. Minho works on his laptop, coordinating with people in Beijing. He's quiet, focused, but she can feel the tension radiating off him in waves. He's preparing for war, she realizes, hoping for peace but ready for violence. They land at a private terminal. A car is waiting, black and armored. Minho's men flank them as they walk to it, eyes scanning constantly. Ebel holds the baby carrier, her heart pounding so hard she can hear it in her ears. Chen's residence is 20 minutes from here, Minho says as they pull away from the airport. Gated community, high security. My people have already checked it out. Only one entrance, guards at the gate, cameras everywhere. That sounds safe. Or it sounds like a controlled environment where we have limited options if things go wrong. He looks at her. When we get there, you stay in the car until I clear the house. Understood. No. Ebel. She's my daughter, Minho. I'm not waiting in the car while you go in without me. Her voice is firm, final. We do this together or not at all. They stare at each other. Finally, Minho nods once, sharp. Fine, but you stay behind me. You do what I say. And if I tell you to run, you run, no arguments. Deal. The drive through Beijing is surreal. Normal traffic, normal people, normal life happening all around them while Ebel's world contracts to a single point, getting her daughter back. The city could be on fire and she wouldn't notice. Chen's community is exactly as Minho described. Walls, gates, security checkpoints. They're stopped at the entrance. Minho shows identification. The guard makes a call, then waves them through. The houses inside are massive, modern, dripping with wealth. Chen's residence is at the end of a cul-de-sac. White stone, clean lines, manicured gardens. A man stands at the front door as their car approaches. Mid-40s, well-dressed, with kind eyes and an anxious expression. That's him, Minho says. David Chen. The car stops. Minho gets out first, his body language subtly aggressive, protective. Ebel follows, leaving the baby carrier in the car with one of Minho's men. Her legs feel weak. Her hands shake. This is it. This is the moment she's been waiting for, suffering for, fighting for. Chen comes down the steps, stops a respectful distance away. Ms. Kingsley, Mr. Kang, thank you for coming. His English is perfect, accent British educated. He looks exactly like his photo. Successful, polished, sincere. But Minho positions himself slightly in front of Ebel anyway, a human shield. You have her daughter, Minho says. It's not a question. I do. She's inside, sleeping. My nanny has been caring for her. Chen's eyes flick to Ebel, and there's genuine compassion there. I cannot imagine what you've been through, Miss Kingsley. I have children of my own. The thought of losing them, of having them taken. He shakes his head. I'm glad I could help. Can I see her? Ebel's voice breaks on the last word. Of course, please come in. Minho doesn't move. Why are you doing this? What do you get out of returning her? Chen's expression doesn't change. Nothing. I get nothing except the knowledge that I did the right thing. Is that so hard to believe? In my world, yes. Well, Chen spreads his hands. Perhaps my world is different from yours, Mr. Kang. I've read about you. I know who you are, what you do. But I am not a criminal. I am a businessman who was approached about a private adoption and who realized too late that something was very wrong. I'm trying to correct that mistake. Minho studies him for a long moment. Then, apparently satisfied, he nods. Show us. They follow Chen inside. The house is beautiful, minimalist, filled with art and light. Ebel barely sees any of it. Her entire focus is on following Chen through the living room, down a hallway, to a nursery that's clearly been set up recently. And there, in a crib, is her daughter. Ebel's knees buckle. Minho catches her, holds her steady, but she's already moving. She crosses to the crib, looks down at the sleeping baby, and something inside her that's been screaming since the hospital finally goes quiet. It's her. The right face, the right cry, the right everything, her daughter. She lifts the baby carefully, terrified she'll wake up and this will be another cruel dream. But the weight is real. The warmth is real. Her daughter opens her eyes, blinks up at her, and Ebel dissolves. I've got you, she sobs. Mama's got you, you're safe now, you're safe. Minho is beside her, his hand on her back, his own eyes suspiciously wet. He reaches out, touches their daughter's tiny hand, and the baby's fingers curl around his thumb. His breath catches. She's perfect, he whispers. She is. Ebel looks up at Chen, who's watching from the doorway with a soft smile. Thank you so much. I don't know how to repay you. You don't need to repay me, just love her. Keep her safe. Chen steps into the room. I've prepared all the documentation. The adoption papers I was given, the medical records, everything the people who delivered her provided. It's all fraudulent, of course, but it might help you track down who was behind this. Minho takes the folder Chen offers, flips through it. His expression hardens. These are good forgeries, professional level. Whoever made them has resources. That's what concerned me. Chen looks uncomfortable. The woman who brought her to me was very polished, very prepared. She had answers for every question. If I hadn't noticed the birthmark and thought to investigate, I would have believed her completely. What woman? Ebel asks, still holding her daughter, still unable to believe this is real. She said her name was Park Jaewon. She claimed to represent a private adoption agency that specialized in international placements. Chen's face darkens. She was very convincing, very professional. I gave her a substantial deposit before I started to have doubts. Minho and Ebel exchange glances. Jaewon, of course. She was the one who delivered the baby to Chen, which means she was planning this even before Dr. Han was killed, planning to profit from revenge. Did she say anything else? Minho asks. Mention anyone else involved? No, she was careful, but she did say something strange when she left. She said, "This baby will have a better life with you than she ever would have had with her real mother. Sometimes children need to be saved from their parents." Chen shakes his head. It bothered me, the arrogance of it, the presumption. That's when I really started to investigate. Ebel's arms tighten around her daughter. Jaiwon really believed she was doing something righteous. Really thought stealing a child and selling her was some kind of twisted justice. Thank you for not believing her, Ebel says quietly. Thank you for creating a child worth fighting for. Chen smiles. She's lucky to have you as her mother. They leave Chen's house 20 minutes later, her daughter safely in her arms, the fraudulent documentation in Minho's possession. The drive back to the airport is quieter, tension easing now that they have what they came for. But Minho is still on edge. Ebel can see it in the set of his shoulders, the way his eyes keep scanning their surroundings. What's wrong? She asks. It was too easy. Easy, Minho. Our daughter was stolen and sold to someone in another country. Nothing about this has been easy. But getting her back was. Chen just handed her over. No demands, no conditions, no complications. Minho shakes his head. That doesn't happen in my world. There's always a catch. Maybe the catch is that there isn't one. Maybe sometimes people are just good. He looks at her, and there's something sad in his expression. I hope you never lose that optimism, Ebel, but I've seen too much to share it. They board the plane. Ebel settles into her seat with her daughter, who's awake now, looking around with wide, curious eyes. Minho sits across from them, his laptop open, already working. What are you doing? Ebel asks. Verifying Chen's story. Having my people dig deeper into his background, his business, his connections. If he's hiding something, I'll find it. Can't you just accept that he did a good thing? Not until I know why he did it. Minho's eyes don't leave his screen. People always have reasons, Ebel, always, and I need to know what his are. Ebel wants to argue, wants to insist that Minho is being paranoid. But she's learning that in his world, paranoia keeps you alive. So she stays quiet, focuses on her daughter, tries to memorize every detail of this moment. The weight of her in her arms, the smell of her skin, the tiny sounds she makes. This is what she's been fighting for. This is what matters. They're halfway back to Seoul when Minho's phone rings. He answers in Korean, listens, and his face goes pale. What? Ebel demands when he hangs up. The baby, the one we left in Seoul. His voice is tight. She's gone. What do you mean gone? Someone broke into the penthouse, overpowered my men, took her. Minho is already making calls, issuing orders in rapid Korean. They left a message. Written in blood on the wall, it says, "Now you know how it feels." Ebel's stomach drops. Jaiwon. Had to be, or someone working for her. Someone who wanted revenge for us getting your daughter back. He looks at Ebel, and there's fury in his eyes now, cold and absolute. They took that baby to hurt us, to prove they can still reach us, to make a point. We have to get her back. I know, I'm already on it. But Ebel, this changes things. Whoever we're dealing with, they're not afraid of me. They're not backing down, which means this isn't over, not by a long shot. Ebel looks down at her daughter, so small and fragile in her arms, and feels terror crawl up her spine. They have their child back, but someone else just lost theirs. And whoever took that baby is sending a message. No one is safe. What do? She asks. We land. We secure you and the baby somewhere even I don't know about, somewhere no one can find. And then I go to war. Minho's voice is ice. I'm done playing nice. I'm done trying to do this quietly. Whoever is behind this, whoever thought they could take from me and get away with it, they're about to learn why people fear my name. Minho. No, he cuts her off. You wanted me to find your daughter, I did. You wanted me to protect you, I will. But that means doing things my way now. That means violence. That means people getting hurt. And I need you to be okay with that because I can't stop halfway. Not anymore. Ebel wants to protest, wants to insist there's another way, a better way. But she thinks about that baby, stolen again, used as a pawn in a game she doesn't understand. She thinks about her own daughter who could be taken again if they're not careful. and she realizes Min-ho is right. Nice doesn't work with people like this. Restraint is seen as weakness. Do what you have to do, she says quietly. Just keep us safe. I will. He reaches across, touches their daughter's head. I swear to you, Ebel, I will keep both of you safe, no matter what it costs. The plane lands in Seoul as the sun sets. Min-ho has a car waiting, different from the one they left in. A different safe house, too, he tells her. Somewhere even his own people don't know about. Somewhere he built for exactly this kind of emergency. They drive for 40 minutes, leaving the city behind, heading into the mountains. The safe house is small, modern, built into the hillside with reinforced walls and security systems that look military grade. You'll stay here, Min-ho says as he helps her inside. There's food, supplies, everything you need for a month if necessary. The security system is automated. No guards, no staff, no one who could be compromised or followed. What about you? I'll come when I can, but I need to handle this, Ebel. I need to find that baby and end whoever is behind this operation. He cups her face, forces her to meet his eyes. I need to know you're safe so I can do what needs to be done without holding back. I don't want you to get hurt. I won't. I'm very good at hurting other people and not getting hurt myself. A ghost of a smile. It's kind of my thing. Despite everything, she almost laughs. That's not reassuring. It's not meant to be reassuring. It's meant to be true. He kisses her, gentle despite the urgency. I love you, both of you, and I will end this, I promise. Then he's gone, and Ebel is alone with her daughter in a fortress on a mountain, waiting for news of a war she started by refusing to accept a lie. She feeds her daughter, changes her, holds her close. The baby is content, unaware of the dangers swirling around them, unaware that her very existence has triggered a conflict that might get people killed. Ebel's phone rings. Min-ho. Jaewon escaped. What's how? Her lawyer got her released on bail. I don't know who paid it, but it was substantial. By the time my people got to the courthouse, she was gone. Min-ho sounds furious, barely controlled. She's in the wind, and she has that baby with her, I'm sure of it. Why would she take her? She already made her point. Because she's not done punishing us, or because whoever is backing her wants leverage. Either way, we need to find her fast. A pause. Ebel, I need you to think. Is there anywhere Jaewon might go? Anywhere connected to her father, to you, to the story you wrote? Ebel's mind races back. The Shinmed Pharmaceuticals investigation. The trial. Park Jin-soo's face across the courtroom. His company had a research facility outside Seoul in Gangwon province. It was shut down after the conviction, but maybe. Send me the address. I don't remember the exact address, but it was near Chuncheon, by a lake. She closes her eyes, forcing herself to remember details from 18 months ago. There was a specific landmark in the photos I took, a red bridge, and the facility was built to look like a traditional hanok house, trying to blend in with the countryside. That's enough, I'll find it. Min-ho's voice is grim. If she's there, if she has that baby, I'm ending this tonight. Be careful. Careful isn't going to get that baby back, but I will be smart, I will be prepared, and I will call you when it's over. He pauses. Ebel, if something happens to me. Don't say that. If something happens to me, there's a safety deposit box. Key is in the safe in the Seoul penthouse. Code is your birthday. Inside are documents that will give you access to accounts, properties, resources. Enough to disappear if you need to. Enough to keep you and our daughter safe for the rest of your lives. Tears burn her eyes. Nothing is going to happen to you. Probably not, but I need you to know anyway. I need you to be prepared. His voice softens. I never planned for this, you know, never planned to fall in love, never planned to have a family. I was supposed to die alone, feared and powerful and empty. But then you happened. And now I have something to live for, something worth protecting. worth dying for if it comes to that. Minho. I have to go, I love you. Tell our daughter I love her too. And Ebel, name her whatever you want. She should have a name when I come back. The call ends. Ebel sits in the silence of the safe house, holding her nameless daughter, and prays to every god she can think of that Minho comes back whole. Hours pass, night deepens. Ebel tries to sleep but can't. She walks the safe house, rocks her daughter, stares at her phone, willing it to ring. Finally, at 2 a.m, it does. Minho. It's over. His voice sounds exhausted, strained. I found her, I found the baby, she's safe. Relief crashes through Ebel so hard she has to sit down. Thank God, is Jaiwan. Dead, she didn't give me a choice. No emotion in his voice, just fact. She was going to kill the baby, Ebel. She was standing over her with a pillow, about to smother her when we broke in. I shot her. She died instantly. Ebel should feel something. Horror, maybe. Grief for a wasted life. But all she feels is relief that the baby is safe and grim satisfaction that Jaiwan can't hurt anyone else. What about the baby? Is she okay? Physically, yes. Traumatized, probably, but alive. I'm having her taken to a hospital to be checked out. And I'm having my people find her real mother. We have the clinic's records now. We know who she belongs to. We'll get her home. Good, that's good. I'm coming to you now. I need to see you. Need to see our daughter. Need to remember why I just killed someone. His voice cracks slightly. I need you, Ebel. I'm here. We're here. Come home. An hour later, headlights cut through the darkness outside the safe house. Ebel watches through the security monitors as Minho's car pulls up, as he gets out, as he walks to the door. He looks exhausted. There's blood on his shirt, dirt on his face, and his hands shake slightly as he punches in the security code. She opens the door before he can. He stands there, looking at her and their daughter, and something in his expression breaks. It's done, he says. It's finally done. She pulls him inside, wraps her free arm around him, holds him as tight as she can with a baby between them. He buries his face in her neck, and his whole body shudders with relief or reaction or both. You're safe, she whispers. You came back. Always, I'll always come back to you. They stand there in the doorway for a long time, a family forged in chaos, held together by love and violence and desperate determination. Eventually, Minho pulls back, looks down at their daughter. Did you name her? Yes, Ebel smiles through tears. Amara, it means grace, because we needed a lot of it to get her back. Amara, Minho touches his daughter's face, gentle, reverent. It's perfect, she's perfect. He looks at Ebel. You're perfect, and I'm never letting either of you go. Good, because we're not going anywhere. He kisses her then, deep and desperate. A kiss that tastes like relief and promise and the beginning of something that might actually last. When they break apart, Amara is watching them with wide, curious eyes and Minho laughs, the sound rusty but real. She's judging us. She's a baby. She judges everything. Smart kid. He takes Amara from Ebel, cradles her against his chest. You're going to be so smart, aren't you? So strong, so brave, like your mother. And ruthlessly protective, like her father. That too. Minho looks at Ebel and there's a question in his eyes. What now? Now we figure out how to be a family. In Seoul, or somewhere else. Ebel thinks about it. About her job, her life here, the danger that seems to follow Minho everywhere. But she also thinks about the way he fought for their daughter, the way he protected her, the way he looked at Amara like she was the most precious thing in the world. Here, she decides, Seoul is home, we'll make it work. It won't be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. Minho smiles, real and unguarded. No, I suppose not. They go inside together, and for the first time since this nightmare started, Ebel feels like they might actually be okay. 3 days pass in the mountain safe house before Minho deems it safe enough to return to the city. 3 days of quiet, of healing, of learning how to be a family in isolation. Ebel watches Minho transform in those 72 hours. The cold, controlled crime lord softens into something gentler when he holds Amara. He's awkward at first, uncertain how to change a diaper or soothe a crying infant, but he learns quickly. He's patient in a way that surprises her, willing to spend hours just watching their daughter sleep. "I never thought I'd have this," he says on the third night, sitting beside Ebel on the couch, Amara asleep on his chest. "A family, something real. What did you think you'd have? Power, fear, respect, the things my father taught me to value." He looks down at Amara, strokes her tiny back with one finger. He would have hated this, would have said she makes me weak, vulnerable, a liability. "What do you say?" "I say he was wrong about a lot of things." Minho's voice is quiet, thoughtful. "Power doesn't mean anything if you have no one to share it with. Fear doesn't keep you warm at night. Respect from people who don't love you is just performance." He looks at Ebel. This is real, this matters, everything else is just theater." Ebel leans against him, careful not to disturb Amara. "So what happens when we go back to Seoul? Do you stay in your world or do you try to leave it?" "I don't know if I can leave it completely. Too many people depend on the organization. Too many families rely on the protection, the structure, the income. If I just walk away, there will be chaos, violence. People will die fighting to fill the power vacuum." He's silent for a moment. "But I can step back, delegate more, focus on the legitimate businesses and let my second handle the rest. Create distance between what I do and who you and Amara are." "Will that work?" "It'll have to, because I'm not raising my daughter in the middle of a crime empire. I'm not putting her in danger every day just because I'm too proud or too greedy to change." His jaw tightens. "She's going to have a normal life, Ebel, or as normal as I can give her. School, friends, safety, things I never had." "What did you have?" Minho is quiet for so long Ebel thinks he won't answer. Finally, "Tutors instead of teachers, guards instead of friends, training instead of play. My father started preparing me to take over when I was 6. By 10, I'd witnessed my first execution. By 15, I'd killed my first person." He says it flatly, without emotion. "He wanted me hard, ruthless, unbreakable, and he got what he wanted. But I won't do that to Amara. I won't make her into a weapon. She's going to ask questions eventually, about who you are, what you do. I know, and I'll tell her the truth, that I've done terrible things for what I thought were good reasons, that I've hurt people, killed people, broken laws and moral codes. But I'll also tell her that I'm trying to be better, for her, for you, for myself." He looks at Ebel and there's vulnerability in his eyes. "Will that be enough? Will she be able to love me when she knows what I am?" "Yes, because she'll also know that you fought for her, that you protected her, that you love her more than anything in the world." Ebel touches his face. "Children don't need perfect parents, Minho. They need present ones, honest ones, ones who try." "I'll try, every day, I promise." On the 4th morning, Minho gets a call from his second in command. The situation in Seoul has stabilized. Jaewon's organization has been dismantled. The other Bobbies from the clinic records have been identified and reunited with their real mothers. The baby Jaewon took in revenge has been returned to her family, a Korean couple who'd been searching desperately, who sobbed with relief when she was placed back in their arms. "It's time," Minho says after he hangs up. "We can go home." Home, Ebel isn't sure where that is anymore. Not her small apartment, which feels like it belongs to a different life now. Not Minho's penthouse, which is beautiful but impersonal. Somewhere new, maybe. Somewhere they build together. They take Minho's car back to Seoul, Amara sleeping peacefully in her car seat, completely unaware that her short life has already contained more drama than most people experience in decades. The drive takes 2 hours, winding down from the mountains into the sprawl of the city. Ebel watches it appear on the horizon, all glass and steel and endless motion, and feels a mix of relief and apprehension. "Where are we going?" she asks as they enter the city limits. "My penthouse first. You need to see something." Minho's expression is unreadable. "Then we'll figure out the rest." The penthouse looks different than she remembers. Someone has been here, cleaning, reorganizing. The nursery that Minho built during her pregnancy has been expanded, made more personal. There are photos on the walls now, prints of African art next to Korean landscapes. A rocking chair that looks antique and expensive. Toys that are too advanced for a newborn but show planning for the future. "When did you do this?" Ebel asks, standing in the nursery doorway. "I had people working while we were at the safe house. I wanted it to feel like home when we came back, for both of you." He sets down the bag he's carrying, looks around with critical eyes. "It's not perfect. I didn't know what you'd want, so I guessed. But we can change anything." "It's perfect." And it is. Somehow, Minho has managed to blend their worlds in this one room. African textiles on Korean furniture. Modern art next to traditional pieces. It's a collision of cultures that shouldn't work but does. "There's more." Minho leads her out of the nursery, down the hall, to a room she hasn't seen before. It was locked during her previous visits. He opens it now, and Ebel's breath catches. It's an office, but not just any office. There's a desk, a computer, filing cabinets. But the walls are covered in corkboard, and pinned to them are articles. Her articles. Every piece she's ever written, printed and displayed like they're works of art. "I've been following your work since the first story you published in Seoul," Minho says quietly. "You're brilliant, Ebel. The way you write, the way you find truth in complicated situations, the way you make people care about injustice. I didn't want you to give that up because of me, because of Amara. So I built you a workspace. Somewhere you can keep writing, investigating, doing what you're meant to do." Ebel walks into the room, touches the articles on the wall. Some of them are from before she met Minho. Stories about corruption in local government, exploitation of migrant workers, environmental crimes. Others are more recent, the fluff pieces she took on during her pregnancy. All of them are here, preserved, honored. "I can't write about crime anymore," she says softly. "Not while being with you, it would be too complicated." "Then write about other things, social issues, human interest, international politics. There's plenty of injustice in the world that has nothing to do with organized crime." Minho comes up behind her, puts his hands on her shoulders. "I won't ask you to stop being who you are, Ebel. I fell in love with your fire, your integrity, your refusal to look away from hard truths. If I snuffed that out, I'd just be destroying the thing I love most about you." She turns in his arms, looks up at him. "You really mean that?" "Every word. You're a journalist. I'm a criminal. It's going to be complicated and messy and probably impossible sometimes. But I'd rather have complicated and messy with you than simple and empty without you." She kisses him then, pouring everything she can't say into the contact. Gratitude, love, hope, fear, all of it tangled together. When they break apart, Amara is crying from the nursery. They both laugh, the moment broken but not diminished. "I'll get her," Minho says. "You look around, see if there's anything else you need." He leaves. Ebel explores the office more carefully. There's a printer, a scanner, professional recording equipment for interviews. Reference books on Korean law, history, culture. A coffee maker that looks absurdly expensive. Everything she would need to work from home to keep her career alive while raising a child. In the desk drawer, she finds something else. A small box, velvet, clearly containing jewelry. She opens it. Inside is a ring, not a diamond, not something ostentatious. Instead, it's a simple band with an inscription inside in both English and Korean. Konuyenus, kosatungenus, konuyenus, kopitenus. My love, my light. "I was going to wait," Minho says from the doorway, Amara in his arms. "Make it romantic. Take you somewhere beautiful and do the whole production. But I'm not good at waiting, and I'm not good at romance, and honestly, I just want you to know that I'm serious about this. About us. Is this a proposal? It's a promise. Whether you wear that ring or not, whether we do some official ceremony or not, you're mine and I'm yours. That's not changing. But if you want the legal protection, the social recognition, the official claim, he shrugs, trying to look casual and failing. I'm ready for that, whenever you are. Ebel takes the ring from the box, slides it onto her finger. It fits perfectly. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. Yes, I want the official claim. Yes to all of it. She crosses to him, wraps her arms around both him and Amara. But I have conditions. His eyebrows rise. Conditions. I keep my name professionally. Kingsley stays on my byline. Agreed. I don't get involved in your business. I don't meet your associates unless absolutely necessary. I don't become part of the organization. Absolutely agreed. And if I ever write a story that makes you uncomfortable, that exposes corruption in circles you move in, you don't interfere. You let me publish. He's quiet for a moment, then, that's going to be hard. I know, but it's necessary. I can't compromise my integrity, Minho, not even for you. What if the story puts you in danger? Then you protect me the way you've been protecting me, but you don't silence me, ever. Another long pause. Finally, he nods. Okay, but you have to promise me something in return. What? If a story is going to put Amara in danger, you tell me before you publish. Give me a chance to increase security, to prepare, to make sure she's safe. Because I will burn down the world to protect her, Ebel. And I need to know you'll give me the chance to do that without having to choose between protecting her and respecting your work. It's fair, more than fair. I promise. Then we have a deal. He adjusts Amara in his arms, kisses Ebel's forehead. When do you want to do this? The wedding? I don't know. Soon, maybe. I don't want a big production, just something simple. We could do it here, or at a courthouse, wherever you want. Here, with just a few people. Your second, maybe. My editor. A photographer to document it for Amara when she's older. Ebel thinks about it. My parents will want to come from Nigeria. They don't even know they have a granddaughter yet. Minho's expression shifts. You haven't told them. How could I? How do I explain any of this? Hi, Mom and Dad. I had a baby with a Korean crime lord. She was kidnapped. We got her back. And now I'm getting married to the father who I've known for less than a year. She laughs, slightly hysterical. They're going to think I've lost my mind. Have you? Probably. She looks at him, at Amara, at the life they're building from chaos. But I don't care. This feels right. You feel right. All of it feels right in a way nothing else ever has. Then we'll make it work. We'll tell your parents, bring them here if they'll come, introduce them to their granddaughter. If they hate me, I'll win them over. I can be charming when I try. You can be terrifying when you try. Charming is debatable. I charmed you. You stalked me and then disappeared for 6 months. That's not charming. But you still fell for me. She can't argue with that, unfortunately. He grins, real and unguarded. Fortunately, for me anyway. Amara fusses, demanding attention. They spend the next hour taking care of her together, falling into a rhythm that's becoming familiar. Minho is getting better at this, more confident. He can change a diaper now without looking panicked, can soothe her when she cries, can make her stop crying with a specific rocking motion he discovered by accident. You're a natural, Ebel observes. I'm terrified every second that I'm going to break her. You won't. She's tougher than she looks. She'd have to be. She's your daughter. Ours, Ebel corrects. She's ours. The word settles between them, heavy with meaning. Ours. A family. Something neither of them planned but both of them want. That evening, Minho gets another call. He takes it in his office, speaking rapid Korean. When he comes back, his expression is troubled. "What's wrong?" Ebel asks. "The clinic, the one where Jaiwon worked. My people have been going through the records more carefully. There were more switched bobbies than we thought, at least 8 over the past year. We've found most of them, reunited them with their real mothers. But there are 2 we can't track." "What do you mean you can't track them?" "The records are incomplete. We have the mothers' names, but no information about where the bobbies were taken. No buyers, no adoptive parents, nothing." He runs a hand through his hair, frustrated. "They're just gone." Ebel's stomach turns. "So there are 2 bobbies out there still missing?" "Yes, and 2 mothers who still don't have their children back." He looks at her. "I need to find them, Ebel. I need to finish this." "Then we find them together." "You have Amara to take care of. You don't need to." "Those mothers are going through what I went through, maybe worse because they don't have the resources we had. They don't have you." Ebel's voice is firm. "I can help. I can investigate, use my contacts, my skills. And I can do it while taking care of Amara. Women have been doing multiple things at once since the beginning of time." Minho studies her. "You're sure?" "Completely. Give me the mothers' names. I'll start digging." He does. 2 women. 1 Korean, 1 Chinese. Both single mothers. Both had bobbies born at different hospitals in Seoul within the past 6 months. Both reported the switches to the police and were ignored, just like Ebel was. Ebel starts working that night once Amara is asleep. She sets up in her new office, pulls up databases, starts making calls. Her contacts in the journalism world, her sources from previous investigations. She's careful, discreet, but persistent. By morning, she has a lead. The Korean mother, Kim Soo-jin, worked as a translator at a law firm. The law firm represented several pharmaceutical companies. One of those companies had connections to Shinmed, Park Jin-soo's failed enterprise. "It's connected," Ebel tells Minho over breakfast. "Everything ties back to that original story I wrote. Jaiwon wasn't working alone. She was part of something bigger, getting revenge for multiple people who lost everything when Shinmed collapsed." "A revenge network." Minho's eyes narrow. "That explains the sophistication, the resources. One person couldn't have pulled this off, but a group of people with money and motivation could. So we need to find the group. We need to find their leader. Cut off the head, the body dies." He's already making calls, mobilizing his people. "I'll handle the criminal side. You handle the research. Between us, we'll crack this." They work for 3 days straight, trading information, following leads, slowly building a picture of the organization behind the baby switches. It's bigger than they thought, more dangerous. At the center is a woman named Choi Mi-sun, former CFO of Shinmed, who disappeared after the company collapsed. She blamed Ebel for destroying not just the company but her reputation, her career, her entire life. "She's been funding this whole operation," Minho says, looking at the financial records his people uncovered. "Using offshore accounts, shell companies, paying doctors and nurses to switch bobbies and deliver them to buyers. She's made millions. By selling stolen children." Ebel feels sick. "And she targeted women she blamed for various exposés. Not just me, other journalists, whistleblowers, activists, anyone she thought deserved to suffer." "Where is she now?" "Thailand, according to this, living under an assumed name in Bangkok." Minho's jaw tightens. "I can have people there in 12 hours. "No," Ebel puts her hand on his arm. "We need to do this legally this time. Contact Interpol, provide the evidence, let them handle the arrest. If you go in violently, she might hurt those bobbies or destroy evidence. We need to be smart." He wants to argue. She can see it in his eyes. But finally, he nods. "You're right. I'll contact my lawyer, have him reach out to the authorities. But Ebel, if they don't move fast enough. Then we'll do it your way. But let's try the legal route first." They do. Minho's lawyer, a man who apparently specializes in navigating the gray areas between legal and criminal, contacts Interpol with the evidence. Thai authorities raid Choi Mi-sun's residence 48 hours later. They find her, arrest her, and in her home, they find 2 infants. Both healthy, both matches for the missing bobbies from the clinic records. The news breaks across international media. Major baby trafficking ring dismantled. Dozens of children recovered. The mastermind, Choi Mi-sun, facing life in prison. Ebel's phone rings. It's her editor. Kingsley, please tell me you have the inside track on this story. Tell me you can write it. She looks at Min-ho, who's watching her with that unreadable expression. Looks at Amara, sleeping peacefully in her bassinet. Thinks about the mothers who are getting their bobbies back, the families being reunited, the justice being served. I can write it, she says, but I need to be careful about certain details. There are people involved who need to stay protected. Protected or redacted? Both. Can you work with that? Her editor is quiet for a moment. Write it. We'll figure out the editing together. But Ebel, if this story is as big as I think it is, this could win awards. This could make your career. I know. I'll have it to you in a week. She hangs up. Min-ho is still watching her. You're going to write about this? He asks. I have to. It's too important not to document. But I won't mention you. Won't mention how the evidence was really gathered. The official story is that an anonymous tip led authorities to Choi Mi-sun. That's all anyone needs to know. You're protecting me. I'm protecting us, our family, the life we're building. She crosses to him, takes his hand. I can be a journalist and your wife, Min-ho, but I have to be smart about how I balance those things. And that means sometimes the full truth stays private. He pulls her close, kisses the top of her head. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just keep being someone worth protecting. I will, every day, I promise. Ebel writes the story over the next 5 days, working during Amara's naps, late at night when the city is quiet. She interviews the mothers who got their bobbies back, documents their pain and their relief. She traces the network Choi Mi-sun built, the doctors she corrupted, the systems she exploited. She writes about the holes in hospital security, the failures of police to take women's concerns seriously, the vulnerability of new mothers in a system that doesn't always protect them. It's the best thing she's ever written. Raw, powerful, necessary. Her editor loves it, publishes it as a 3-part series. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Other women come forward with similar stories. Hospitals implement new security protocols. Politicians promise investigations and reforms. And through it all, Ebel's name stays Kingsley. Her byline doesn't change. She remains herself while building this new life with Min-ho. They get married on a Saturday morning in Min-ho's penthouse, with only 6 people present. Min-ho's second-in-command, who serves as best man. Ebel's editor, who serves as maid of honor. A photographer. An officiant. And on video call from Nigeria, Ebel's parents, who don't understand any of this but love their daughter enough to support her anyway. The ceremony is simple. 5 minutes, basic vows, rings exchanged. Min-ho wears a suit. Wears a dress she bought online. Sleeps through the entire thing. I now pronounce you husband and wife, the officiant says. Min-ho kisses her, gentle and reverent like she's something precious he's afraid to break. When they separate, he's smiling, real and unguarded. Mrs., he says. Ms., she corrects. We agreed. Ms., he amends. My wife. Your wife. The words feel foreign and right at the same time. My husband. Your husband, who loves you more than he thought possible. My husband who fought through hell to bring our daughter home. They stand there forehead to forehead while the photographer captures the moment. This is their family now. Complicated, unconventional, built from chaos and choice in equal measure. But it's theirs, and it's real. 6 months later, publishes another story. This one isn't about crime or corruption. It's about transformation. About a woman who came to Seoul alone and found family. About a man who inherited an empire of violence and chose love instead. About a baby who brought two worlds together. She doesn't name names, doesn't identify specifics, but anyone who knows their story will recognize it. The final paragraph reads, "Some families are born, others are forged in fire. The strongest are the ones that choose each other every day, despite the odds, despite the complications, despite the world telling them it won't work. Those families don't just survive, they become unbreakable." Minho reads it in his office, calls her immediately. "You wrote about us." "I wrote about love," she corrects, "and family and second chances." "It's beautiful." "So are you, when you choose to be." He's quiet for a moment, then, "I'm retiring." "What?" "From the organization. My second is taking over officially next month. I'm keeping the legitimate businesses, but the rest, I'm done. I want to be a husband and a father. I want to be someone can be proud of. And I can't do that while running a criminal empire." Throat tightens. "Are you sure that's your entire life?" "No, you and are my entire life. Everything else is just what I used to do." His voice is firm, final. "I'm choosing us every day for the rest of my life." She believes him. And that night, when he comes home from his office for the last time as the head of his father's organization, she's waiting. Is asleep in the nursery. The apartment is quiet. And when Minho walks through the door, crosses to him, wraps her arms around him, and holds on tight. "Welcome home," she whispers. "I'm home," he agrees. Finally. They stand there in the quiet, two people who shouldn't work but do, building a life that's messy and beautiful and entirely their own. Outside, Seoul glitters with a million lights. Inside, their daughter sleeps peacefully, safe and loved and whole. This is how their story ends. Not with violence or drama or grand gestures, but with quiet choice, with daily commitment, with love that's complicated and real and strong enough to survive anything. Investigative journalist, wife, mother. Minho, former crime lord, husband, father. The child who changed everything. A family built from chaos, a love forged in fire, a future written one day at a time. And somewhere in Seoul, in an apartment that smells like coffee and baby powder and home, they're learning what it means to choose each other, every single day. That's the real, not the rescue, not the drama, but the choosing, again and again and again. Forever.